Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia from thegracefulhomemaker.com, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 tips to encourage your child to read more during the summer. Before I continue, I do want to let you know that this video is going to be in collaboration with a few other homeschool moms who will be giving you their tips on how they encourage their kids to read more during the summer. Keep in mind, we all have different ages of kids, of students, so you can honestly use some of these tips for your teenagers, for your younger ones, and even for yourself. So if you need a little bit of encouragement on how to encourage your child to read during the summer, definitely finish watching this video and then head over to the playlist that will be linked in the description box to watch every other mama's encouragement tips. I'm just gonna jump right in and get straight to the point. My very first tip is to make family read aloud time a priority. A lot of times as homeschool moms, we read aloud during the school year because we have to read to our kids during the school year, right? But when summer comes, our kids are just wandering off, just playing, doing different things. But I feel like one of the things that we should not let go of, even during the summer, is read aloud time. Not only do kids enjoy being read to, but I feel like when you make it a priority and you show your child how reading is important, and it's important to not only do it individually, but as a family, they start to cultivate that love for reading as well. And then they'll ask you themselves for you to read. I have a 3-year-old who will sometimes grab our read aloud book and he's like, "Mom, can you read this book?" And I'm like, "Okay." I have to stop everything and sit down to read. So your child will want you to read, but then that will also encourage them to just grab a book and start skimming. Even if they don't know how to read yet, they'll at least start trying to read. Or if it's a book that you've read aloud to them before, then they will try to remember what you read to them and they'll read the book based off of what they see on the image. So if you make it a priority to read as a family, I promise you that will eventually get your child to really enjoy reading as well. The next tip is to listen to audiobooks. I was not a fan of audiobooks. I always thought audiobooks was like not really reading until I started picking up reading as a hobby myself again, which if you do not know, I do have a booktube channel where I share books that I'm reading. I will link that below as well so you can check that out. But before I started picking up reading as a hobby again, I did not believe in audiobooks because I thought it was not a form of reading. It is. It really is. And a lot of times, if we have like struggling readers, they might enjoy listening to audiobooks a little bit more than trying to read it themselves. And that's something that we started picking up. I started listening to audiobooks, and then on the drive to dance classes with my daughter, we would put audiobooks, and I realized that they really did enjoy the audiobooks. They were giggling in the back. I think one of the first audiobooks that we listened to was Nate the Great, and there was something about pancakes. I don't remember what it was, but it was something Nate the Great said about pancakes, and my girls were just cracking up, and every time we got in the car, they wanted to listen to that same part over and over again, and I'm like, guys, let's keep the book going. So audiobooks are fun. Obviously, try to find books or audiobooks that are appropriate for your child, for their specific age, and something that is light, something that they will enjoy, especially because it's the summertime. And that's gonna get me to another tip, but I'm gonna wait on that one. The next tip is to make it part of your child's daily schedule. I know that during the school year, a lot of us have chore charts or daily routine charts for our kids. But something that I started doing is having a summer chore chart or daily routine flow chart, however you want to call it. It's kind of a mix of all of them for me. I have their daily routine, I have the chores they need to do on what specific days, and then I also have like academic things that I want them to do during the summer. Not every subject, because I don't make my kids do, we're not heavy on curriculum book work during the summertime, but there are certain skills that I don't want them to forget during the summertime, and that is one of the main ones is reading. And so reading has to be part of our summer schedule. They have to read for at least 20 minutes a day, whether it's sitting down with me, at least my oldest child, who is gonna be 7 years old. She's reading, still struggling a little bit, but she is reading. And so since last summer, I have made her practice reading for at least 20 minutes, whether it's with me, reading to me, or reading by herself. And a lot of times what I've done is I'll set a timer and I say, okay, it's quiet time. Everybody grab a book, go to the couch, go to a bed. Nobody gets up, nobody finishes reading until that timer goes off. And that kind of helps us maintain that skill, especially for my oldest daughter who is reading. It helps her just maintain that reading skill and be able to continue to learn and to continue to build up her reading skills. So definitely make it part of your routine. You don't have to do 20 minutes. It could be 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Just as long as it's part of your routine and it's something that's happening every day, then you're going to be sure that your child is getting that reading time during the summer. All right, my next one is to pick books based off of your child's interest. So during the school year, I know that a lot of us homeschool moms focus on books that correlate with the curriculum that we're going through. So for example, if we're doing some sort of history curriculum, a lot of us will assign readings or books to our kids that go with that curriculum. And that's cool, that's awesome, that's something that I try to do as well, even though I have younger kids. But during the summer, whether your kid is older, your kid is younger, or even yourself, sometimes you just want to have a little bit more fun with it. And I feel like that's one of the things that we have to keep in mind. During the school year, our kids are probably going to feel like they just have to read. During the summer, they don't technically have to read, but you want them to read. And so I would highly suggest to pick books based off their interest. I'm not telling you to go buy a book, a mystery book that is like out of your standards or morals or anything like that. But pick books that are age appropriate for them, but also that they will be interested in. Because if it's a book they're interested in, they're going to want to sit down and read it. If it's a book that they really are not interested in, it's way above their reading level, they're not going to want to read, and you're going to struggle with that. Especially them knowing that they don't have to really do school. So if you want them to read during the summer, pick books that they want, obviously that you approve of, but something they're going to want to read. Tip number 5 is to start a kids summer book club. I have personally hosted a couple book clubs throughout the last 5-6 years, and I can honestly tell you I love in-person book clubs because there's just so much transaction when it comes to the discussion of the book. And it's incredible. Let me put it that way. It's incredible because you get different person's perspectives on certain topics that you probably didn't even think about. And I think that for kids, that's also going to be something that can capture their interest and make them want to read. I think that's something they miss out on when they read individually. So it's great for kids to get together, talk about books. It doesn't have to be anything formal. It doesn't have to be worksheet heavy, workbook heavy, anything like that. Keep it simple. Read the book, take a month to read a book, or take 2 weeks, depending on how big the book is. Have your child read it, have their friends read it, and then come together, do a little summer party, a pool party. You discuss the book, and then after you discuss the book, go and jump in the pool. Just make it fun. The next one is to, of course, lead by example. If your kid never sees you read, they're never going to want to read. If they see you read all the time, they're going to be like, I wonder what mom or dad likes about reading so much. And then they're going to try it. I speak from firsthand experience. When my kids started seeing me reading books all the time instead of watching television or reading while I was cooking, they started grabbing books and just reading on their own or sitting, flipping through pictures at random times. And I'll be like, well, don't you want to go play? No, it's okay. I'm reading a book. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, I would tell myself. But yeah, if they see you reading, they're going to want to read. They see how special reading is to you. They're going to want to see how special reading is to them as well. So lead by example, mamas or dads, if you're watching. Read so your kids can read too. And my last tip is going to be, I want to say like a fun one for mom, dad, and kids all together. And it's to watch movie adaptations to the books you're reading. So pick a book during the summer, 2 or 3 books that have a movie adaptation to it. When your kid is finished reading, watch the movie. Have a family movie night, watch the movie. And then when the movie is done, talk, discuss similarities, differences, and you have honestly another language arts, a school day, right? A fun school day. So watch the movie adaptations. Let your child know before they start reading the book, once you finish this, we're going to watch the movie, but we can't watch the movie until you finish. And I feel like that's going to be something that they really look forward to, and they'll read through the book, finish it, and then they'll get to see the movie. And I think it's just something fun, especially for the summer, even during the school year, honestly. You don't have to wait for the summertime to read a book and then watch the movie adaptation. Just something you can do year round, but specifically for the summer, because this video is about summer, that will be something fun to do and something to encourage your child to read more during the summer. Those are my 7 tips for reading during the summer, whether it's you, whether it's your child. I also have the blog post link below, so if you're interested in blog posts rather than videos, go ahead and click that. That link will take you to my website. There is a lot more homemaking and homeschooling content if you're interested. Also, don't forget to click that playlist link down below as well so that you can check out the other mamas videos. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.